Hello, hi, and welcome to, whoa, Empathic Fire. I'm your reader, Jay. What is going on? Popping things out here. This is a reading for those who are not currently in communication with Sagittarius. If you are not in contact or communication with a Sagittarius, pop out here with the King of Wands. Well, a little confirmation there. Sagittarius is a fire sign. Maybe they are your King of Wands. Maybe they're your dad or your older brother or just someone of prominence in your life who may or may not be a male, but certainly exudes masculine energy. And what was on that card was a guy who actually was kind of sitting down and relaxing. So maybe some of you feel this Sagittarius is maybe resting on their laurels, you know, wasting their time, wasting their talents maybe. But that's just a guess based off of that one card that fell out. Anyways, back to my opening spiel. Hi guys. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for coming back and for your continued support. Either way, I hope whoever you are, that you're well and you're happy and you're doing all right, okay? What you're going to see here today, guys, if this is, this is a reading for people who, again, are not in communication with a Sagittarius. I eliminated half of that word. Not in communication with a Sagittarius. And you're not talking, you're not texting, you're not Skyping, you are not, you know, stopping by their cubicle saying, hey, Sagittarius, how was your weekend? Nothing. You're not talking one word to them or them to you, or it's mutual, whatever your situation is. If you are looking for insight into what that Sagittarius might want to say to you, if you were to have communication, if suddenly they were inspired to get up and come over to your cubicle and say, how was your weekend? If that's what you're looking for, some type of confirmation or clarity in what they might be saying or thinking, you will see that here. You will be 3 cards down here in the left from them to you. There will be 3 cards in the top right from you to them. And there will be a shared energy in the center that I will also read into. If we need to clarify, we will do so. And at the end, there will be an oracle card as well. Timestamp is in the description box if you want to jump ahead. If you want to also get a personal reading with me, the information for that will be down in the description box as well. You may ask a question, not like of tarot, okay? Don't be like, hey, what about my boyfriend? No. If you want to know how long does it take, or is there another payment option? There isn't. It's only PayPal for now. But if you have any other type of clarifying question before you place an order, feel free to email me at the same address, okay? Anything else? Okay, please also make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment, and do all that fun stuff YouTube allows you to do. And let's get into it, guys. Please show me 3 cards from Sagittarius to the viewer. What would they like to say if communication lines were opened? If Sagittarius had anything to say to the viewer, what would they want to share with them? I want to see 3 cards for that, please. 3 cards for that, please. Thank you. There it is. Wow, kind of laid itself right where it needed to be just about. Good job, card. Second card, please, from Sag to the viewer. Okay. Right underneath me. I could have grabbed it, but I watched it fall because I was pissed. 1 second. Yeah, there it is. Side position, so which way are we going? Yes, good. Thank you. And final card from Sagittarius. Will you stay over there? Final card from Sagittarius to the viewer, please. Why am I humming that? I was humming Here Comes the Bride for like 2 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah? Weird. Anyway, 3 cards from the viewer to Sagittarius. If they were going to speak to Sagittarius, what would they like to tell them? Look, cards. Fall into the ground like that. Side position. Which way, please? Yeah, maybe. Yep. Okay, thank you. Second card from the viewer to Sagittarius. Okay. He's back. King of Wands, he's back. Final card from the viewer to Sagittarius, please. That almost gave me a paper cut, it felt like. Whoa. No, we're not taking that. It was 2 cards, and I was like, no, sir. Right back in the deck. What is that? Now all of a sudden you're freaking slowing down? No offense, viewer. It's the energy, not necessarily you. There it is. Final card. No bottom of the deck, but we will clarify if we need to at some point. All right, you guys got to give me a second because I've used multiple decks, and so they're all different sizes, and it changes like the layout ever so slightly. That is way tight. Oh my God, why is this like this? You go over a little bit more. There we go. Okay, something like that. It'll work. It'll work. All right, guys, let's get into it. Let's flip what came face down. Okay. Come on. There you go. Okay. All right, guys. So collectively, what Sagittarius would like to tell you, if they were to communicate with you, they would tell you 3 of Cups, 8 of Swords reversed, and the 2 of Wands. So collectively, it feels like Sagittarius would tell you, they're caught up in something. Or rather, maybe part of them is caught up and the other part is not. And it feels like straddling 2 situations or 2 ways of thinking about, being of 2 minds about something. It's like, in between. Like, generally, maybe they're in some type of transition, okay? Now, the first part of what they would tell you in detail is the 3 of Cups. So, some of them are out there partying it up. I'm having a good time. I'm living my life. I'm hanging out with friends. I am wanting to make the most of life. I'm having some of my dreams fulfilled, or at least I'm beginning to see the way in which I can have my dreams fulfilled. And I certainly want to experience that. I don't want to sell myself short here. I don't want to limit myself, okay? 3 of Cups, it's not traditionally a card of alchemy, but as you can see, you've got the blue and the pink pouring into the goblet below, or the glass below, or whatever, becoming a purple. So this Sagittarius is mixing things up. Oh, okay, I see. So in terms of like their life in general, or their career, or the future of their life, the future career, right? Mixing things up. Maybe taking a roll of the dice. You know, some of them, maybe they've started a new job, or they're about to, or they're going to start a side project or a side hustle. They're going to, you know, invest in something or do something on the sideline, okay? So that's where that, you know, measure of pink plus blue equals purple, right? Now, the other part of, what did I say, experiment or something like that? Or experience more or whatever. This, in terms of romance, if you have an interest in what this Sagittarius is doing in their romantic life, you could be an ex of this Sagittarius. You could be a current partner of this Sagittarius, and you guys are like crickets. You live together, but you're living like crickets. You don't speak. And yeah, anyway, this some of them absolutely are playing the field. And their status, how they feel, whether they're with you, whether they are casual with you, whether they're committed to you, whether they're married to you, like, doesn't really matter. And I'm not saying it as if they don't feel anything, or that maybe they don't feel guilty. I'm not perceiving that here or there, right? But what I'm saying is their desire to have a taste, to mix it up, again, with the image that we see there. They are very interested in pleasure. 3 of Cups is about pleasure, reason to celebrate, you know, being around people, being social. So if you're in a dead marriage, and again, that is like really heavy. If you're married to someone, but legit don't talk to them, it happens. I know it happens. You know, you separate, you go stay at your best friend's house, or they go stay at their mom's house, whatever, and you don't speak, right? And I'm literally talking no communication. It's not one of those like we're separated, but we might text each other once every 2 days. No, you legit don't talk. So that's why I'm saying this is like really heavy for those that are married to the Sagittarius or in some type of long-term real commitment. Okay, not like we've been dating for 2 months, but then it seems like he's dating other people. Okay, fine. You know, and I'm not trying to excuse that type of behavior, but no matter how you relate in this romantic sector, they want to experience something new or something exciting, or they want to stir it up, right? Again, with this mixing of maybe they want a threesome, okay? Maybe you shot them down. And not to say that you wouldn't be in your right to do that, not to say that you wouldn't, your sensibilities and what you're comfortable with in your relationship is like out of this world. How dare you not give your wife or your husband a threesome? That's in the vows. It's not. Okay. So, but what I'm sensing is this Sagittarius is just like, I want to enjoy my life. I want to have freedom to taste all of the flavors, like whatever they want to do. So if you're wondering why, when you said, nah, I'm not cool with the idea of a threesome, why they got silent and they started sleeping on the couch, or they started, sleeping at their mom's house, is because they're going to do it anyway. Or they will not be satisfied until they do it. Because all threes really in the tarot are about planning. They're about best laid plans or intentions beginning to come to fruition. When we start to see real impact or real change is in the fours, right? 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Those are like our initial steps, the outlining of a situation, okay? The gathering of all the ingredients before you go in to make a lasagna. You pull out the pasta, you pull out the marinara, you pull out the cheese, you get the big pot, put it on the stove. That is all 1, 2, 3. That is what this person is doing. Preparing to taste the rainbow. You got me? And again, it doesn't have to be sex and romance. That could be, again, like it feels like even for work. They might have, a humdrum 9 to 5, or they might have something where they work for another person. I feel that this Sagittarius is lining up their ducks so that they can have a jump off. I'm going to start my own business. I'm going to, some of them are like, I'm going to take some of the clients from this office and be like, hey, look, I'm starting up my own shit. You come deal with me, screw this office, screw these people. You come and work with me, or I'll take care. You know what I mean? Not trying to judge, but in some of the cases, it's a little shady, the way in which the Sagittarius is plotting out their future. But ultimately, it feels like they're compelled. It is the only way they will be fulfilled in their lives. Okay? So the second part of what they would tell you is 8 of Swords. Definitely the motivation behind this. Listen, where was I before now? I was in that 8 of Swords in the upright. That's what this feels like. I was trapped. I was bound. I was stuck. I was just in the pits. And there's an olive on it. So olive pits, right? So they felt really restricted previous to this point. This now, they would tell you, I'm unrestricted. And again, I don't want to reduce the whole commitment or marriage situation or even casually dating, because I feel like there is some misperception of what is going on in that relationship between you and Sagittarius. By the way, I'm feeling this non-communication, this no talking is a few weeks, maybe even a few days in some of your cases. And that's the first time I've said in all of, you're the 11th, this is the 11th reading I'm doing. This is the first one where I've said days, like, okay, the turn of events has been very recent. So weeks or days, weeks, maybe like a few months, maybe like no more than 5 or 6 months. Okay. So that's why I feel this is very, you might be, or rather, yeah, exactly. That's where I was going with. That's why I was really like stuck on this whole, and maybe you are kind of surprised. So when I said no to a threesome, she suddenly became a bitch, or she suddenly stopped talking to me. She suddenly stopped, whatever with me, Some of you are like, what? whatever Sagittarius proposed to you in a relationship of any type or any length of time, any level of, you know, how serious, how casual, whatever Sagittarius wanted to do. It doesn't have to be a threesome, but Three of Cups. And if you're familiar with my channel, I don't introduce third party situation. I don't automatically view that, but all together, and what I feel is Sagittarius is like, I want pleasure. I want pleasure. Okay? So that is what this Eight of Swords in reverse is talking to. Before now, I have felt restricted. Before now, I haven't felt fulfilled. I have not felt pleasure in a long time. Give me my pleasure. Okay? So again, if you are or were, you may have broken up. You know, this may have ended the relationship. They were like, hey, let's spice it up. And you were like, I prefer salt and pepper, please. And they were like, not even paprika. And you're like, no. And they're like, I'm out. And that's a joke, by the way. Okay. But you see what I mean? It's like the moment they said, let's do this, and you're like, I don't think so. They were like, okay, I'm done. Because it's not going to give me what I want. This Sagittarius, they know exactly what they want in terms of sex. This is specific to sex, maybe a little bit of romance or whatever, kink, okay? If that wasn't happening where they were, they're ready to move on to the next, okay? Now, if it's not sex and romance, again, I'm getting like a lot of job vibe here, or a lot of creative endeavors. Even if Sagittarius isn't going to scrap their 9 to 5, they need an outlet for what they're feeling. Again, they want to create something. The alchemy that's in the Three of Cups. They want to pour two things together, shake it up, and see what spills out. They really want to create. And so if they don't completely nix their 9 to 5, their main gig, they're starting up something on the side. And the reason that they want to start up something on the side is because even though the job was secure, it takes care of it ticks the boxes for, you know, healthcare, paycheck, vacations, you know, whatever they're looking for, or whatever anybody would look for in a job, in a career. It takes care of the baseline. Perfect. But that's tiring to a Sagittarius. It's not inspiring. It's not enlivening. It makes them feel like a dead fish. So that's what they would tell you. If you're like the parent or like the concerned friend of a Sagittarius who's gone dark on you, and you're like, hey, what happened to you, man? It's like, well, I went away for a little while. I mean, they might come back. I feel like there's a potential that communication between you and the Sagittarius might open up again. It might not. You know, in the case of a breakup, it might not. But if they were to step forward, they'd be like, listen, I was just like a dead fish. I was just, you know, getting by in life, just floating down the river, not doing anything. They're like, I want to be a fucking salmon and I want to swim up the river. Ironically, I'm pretty sure when mating season, when they're like hopping up the river, when they get up there and they do the whole procreation thing, I think they die. So I don't want to it's not about mortal death. Please don't adhere to that. But this Sagittarius wants to go out with a bang. With the sex, right? So this Sagittarius is looking to do something exciting. Final part of what they would tell you, interestingly, is the Two of Wands. Now, remember, I told you Ace, 2, and 3. They're all about planning. This Two of Wands, especially in this deck, shows some conflict. Shows some, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, I don't know. It's like, you know, you got the devil on one shoulder, you got the angel on one shoulder, and the devil's like, do it, go have the threesome. And the angel on the other, the angel's on the other shoulder. But that's your husband, you can't cheat on him. Fuck that guy, go do it. You know, it's like, some of them, again, you might be the friend of Sagittarius, and they might not be talking to you because they know, oh my God, that's my best friend. I can't lie to her. I can't lie to him. I have to tell him what's going on. So part of the reason is they feel guilty. If they tell, you know, it's like one of those things, you can't share your deep desires with your friend because your friend might try to talk you out of it because you know your friend has possibly a higher moral compass than you. It's like that. So some of them are really caught like, I want to do this thing, but is it a good idea? Or I want to go forward with this plan, but oh my God, it's so risky to poach clients from my current business. If my boss found out, oh my God, they'd be so pissed, da 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 da. So some of them know that what they're doing, or the way that they're doing it, maybe not even what they're doing. There's no sin in starting your own business, but if you take clients from where you used to work, that's shady. There's no sin in proposing a threesome to your partner, but if they deny it and you still go through with the, I want to have sex with another person, you have essentially cheated, no? So there is a little bit, for some of them, a conflict. In other cases, because again, the ones, or the aces, the twos, and the threes, they're about planning. And traditionally, this type of artwork is not on the Two of Wands. On the Two of Wands, there's usually a person standing with two wands in either hand, or they're at a crossroads and they're just contemplating, knowing they're going to choose. This, with the broom and the mop like crossed in front of her, that in some of their cases indicates no choice, or just like a long resistance to making a change or making a choice. Yeah. Others of them, they're just like, devil, I heard what you said. I'm going with what you're going to say. Go have sex with that strange man. Okay. It really feels like whoever or whatever, whatever Sagittarian energy I'm tapped into is very indulgent right now. Maybe it's the season, Halloween gets people all kinds of jazzed up to do all kinds of outlandish things, I find, at least. And you got to get it out. You got to get it out now before, Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving and Christmas roll around, right? Not an excuse, by the way. I do not condone cheating and stuff like that. Like, if someone says, no, I don't want a threesome, or no, I don't want to invite other people into our marriage, like, respectfully say, okay, I will be hitting you with those divorce papers next week. Like, legit. This, just for a second. Because, I don't know. I am in no position to preach to anybody, but it just, to me, logically makes sense. If you want an open relationship and the partner that you're with says, I don't know about that, I'm not comfortable with that, why continue to be with that person? Just say, okay, I respect your disagreement. I see that we are at an impasse, so we should now be separated. I don't see what the goddamn problem is with that. Maybe this is you as the friend with the high moral compass. Maybe this is the platform that you're coming from. Like, why didn't you just break up with him? Why didn't you just call it off with her? Why would you go? You know what I mean? I'm sewing this up. I'm wrapping that up because that's... What would you say to Sagittarius? Let's get into it. 9 of Swords in the reverse. So listen. Whoever you are, to the Sagittarius, it feels really friends. It could be family. It could be even the current partner. You could be the one who was, hey, how about a little indecent proposal? And you're just like, no, you're not Demi Moore. You can't do that, But whoever you are to Sagittarius, 9 of Swords in reverse, it feels like you're not... Either you have not been, or you are trying not to be worried about what they're doing while you're not in communication. Yeah? Now, of course, if you're married and the last thing that you guys talked about before, the ice curtain fell down between you was, let's go ahead and get freaky deaky, and you're like, no. You would be worried. Oh, now that we're separated and we're not talking, is he off having his little freaky deek escapades without me? Did she really find somebody on Tinder? Did she really do it? So some of you are actually worried, but you're trying not to be. So if you let me tell you something. Ooh, see, now I get it a little bit. There are a few of you who, this is your ex or your current estranged partner, whatever. You might tell them, Oh yeah, it's cool. It's totally cool. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, go hook up with that other person. I don't care. Liar, liar, liar. Or, if not liar, you are trying to convince yourself that it's okay. Some of you, again, I mentioned it twice, this moral compass. I don't throw that around to uplift one side and then piss on the other side. No, that's like a real thing. Some people's sensibilities say, no, I'm not okay with anybody else touching you, kissing you, undressing you, any of that. It's just not in me to be okay with that. But some of you are trying to roll with the whole, I guess this is this is the way it is in 2019. Open marriages and polyamory. And I'm not knocking that. That works for so many people. Might work. It works for so many people, and I'm okay with that. Okay? I personally am totally okay with that. But I understand it don't work for everybody. If you know it doesn't work for you, but you tell Sagittarius, it works for me, you're lying. Or you are trying to convince yourself. You know who you are. You know what you're doing. Now, if it's not about the romantic sense, if it's like you're just watching your friends start their side business, start up their YouTube channel, do whatever, you're just like, you might recognize the dishonesty, but you're not going to call them on it. Because here, I think you would struggle with calling them on it. Or rather, not that you're not going to call them on it. You're not going to struggle much with worrying about the result. You know? I think in both cases, or however this story unfolds for you guys, it's like you don't want to be, there it is. You don't want to be overbearing to the Sagittarius. You don't want to impose on Sagittarius. You want them to feel free, even if you disagree with what they're doing. So, see, remember, I just said it 2 seconds ago. I'm not throwing moral compass out here to make one side feel more like a saint and the other like a sinner. Nope. Because even if you do have a higher, quote unquote, higher moral compass than Sagittarius does, you're still not going to be like, hey, that's wrong what you're doing. You're going to shut up about it, most of you. Or if you do say anything, it's not going to be like, oh, well, I can't be your friend if you're going to poach clients from your current boss. You know, you're going to be like, that's kind of screwed up, man. But you go ahead. Go ahead. I wish you the best. I hope you succeed. You see what I mean? So, everybody, and let me tell you, I did not grow up religiously at all. But one of the things I absolutely agree with from the Judeo-Christian tenets is everybody's a sinner. Everybody's a sinner. Nobody on this earth is a saint. Nobody. Nobody. Okay? That's just me. Now, your second part of your message to Sagittarius is the King of Wands. Here he is again. He fell out before in the pre-shuffle. Yeah, there was nothing here to mention. So fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be a fellow fire sign. This could be the Sagittarius. It doesn't really matter. It's a general. But what I feel you would tell him, ooh, see, I said tell him. So some of you definitely are dealing with a male Sagittarius. But what I think he would say is, listen, I see what you're doing and I like it. Again, are you lying? In some cases you are, especially if you know in that romantic, sexual, whatever, you don't want other people boning your wife. Why are you lying about it? But I think this is more to acknowledge that you see that Sag will not be stopped. We'll get what Sagittarius wants. Okay? Because, again, I only held this card for 2 seconds when it fell out in the beginning. But look at it right there. Laid back in the lazy boy, in the recliner or whatever, or feet up or legs up on the ottoman, right? But look at what he's concocted. Because in his one hand, he's got a wrench, right? And in the other, he's holding this freaking thing that he's created, that he has crafted, that will do the ironing, scrub the toilet, mop the floor, sweep the floor, and what? Rake the leaves? All on one contraption? This person, whoever this is, and this is the second time, I think this is the second time that I'm speaking directly about a person in this type of reading, which is interesting. So you would address whomever this is, most likely the Sagittarius. Or if it's not a person, you would be telling Sagittarius, all right, I see your plan. I see what you want to do with that Three of Cups. And I understand your reasoning. You felt trapped. You felt isolated. You felt, uninspired. You've convinced me. Let's go on Tinder as a couple. And let's go ahead and find ourselves a unicorn. Again, some of you, you're convincing yourselves that you're going to give it a try. And maybe you'll be successful. Maybe you'll have a wonderful time. Others of you, lying through your teeth. Okay? Others of you, I see what you're doing with the business. I see what you're trying to do with your side hustle. I support you. Maybe I could help you. I know, it's like you too want to match what Sagittarius is producing or what Sagittarius is moving towards. If Sagittarius is trying to find a unicorn, trying to find the ideal third partner to join you guys in like a throuple, you don't want them to go and do it by themselves. So, some of you are motivated by fear. And that's Nine of Swords also, beyond anxiety, can talk about fears. Because it's, in the traditional card, it's a person lying in bed, weeping into their hands. Because, yes. So some of you are motivated by fear. And that's not shade. That's not trying to call you out and make you feel bad. Everybody, much like everybody is a sinner, everybody has fear. And everybody deals with fear. But, as an intuitive reader, that's honestly what's coming across here. Fear. I'm afraid to lose them. Okay, fine. Go for it. But again, if you are agreeing to do it to keep them or to stay in their lives, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to leave it at that, okay? Last part of what you would say to Sagittarius is the Star card. Major Arcana 4, Aquarius. You might be an Aquarius. You don't have to be blah, 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 blah. Listen. Look at us. We're making a pie together. We're making a throuple pie. And I said, did I say cherry pie? I think did I say, was that in your reading? I don't know. I can't remember. But I did say the word cherry pie today. But anyway, listen. I think you would tell them that a lot of you really like this Sagittarius. And that's great. Sagittariuses are wonderful people. I like them. There's a few in my, well, are there a few? Do I know more? Yeah, I know more than one. And I like them. I like them. Great. Some of you like this Sagittarius so much. Or you love them so much. And you want to make them happy. Again, fear, maybe insecurity, also with the Nine of Swords in reverse, and the determination that is projected if you guys were to communicate again. If you're not communicating now, you might just get this sense. You might have a spidey sense that says, Sagittarius is out there making moves. I gotta be a part of that. I can't let them go forward without me. I gotta be there. So some of you, that, like, you're adoring this Sagittarius as if they were your star, your baby. You know what I mean? Like the person you admire most. I'm not trying to imply that you shouldn't do these things. This is just what it feels like. So there's a lot of nodding here, like a lot of, okay, yes. There's a lot of agreeable energy from you towards them, or in response to what you may or may not be perceiving or seeing. Because again, this is about not talking. You don't know this is what's going on, but you know this is what's going on. You get it? You have no actual confirmation from the horse's mouth that this is happening, but you can piece it together based off of, like, some of you, I don't know how close your lives are, but some of you are like looking like you share like an iCloud account, or iCloud or whatever, and you can see like their history, like you can see the GPS history, because Google tracks everything, right? So you can see on Tuesday they went down to the cafe Lestrange? Cafe Lestrange, you Google it. That's a place where people go to, like, you know, for casual hookups. My Sagittarius is out there hooking up without me. So then you get on, then you casually like slide into the DMs. Hey, what's going on? Even though you haven't talked for like 3 or 4 weeks. Hey, what's going on? And they're like, hey, I'm out here living my best life. How are you? And you're like, hey, I want to live your best life too. It's like, bro, if that's what, or girl, or whoever you are, you can do what you want. I am slightly concerned at how much you would be selling yourself short in order to be around this person. That's all. Collective energy. Let's go ahead and read that. So, Sagittarius is line to you. 2 of Wands to the Star card. Aha! Aha! Remember I told you some of them are in conflict? Or they would be? Or whatever I was saying. 2 of Wands to the Star. You come back around saying, I thought about it over the weekend, and I really think introducing a third person into our love life would be amazing. Red flag on their end. What? You changed your mind. Why did you change your mind? They want to know. Why have you changed your mind? Or they're like, oh, you changed your mind? And they go right towards what you allow them to. Because again, some of them are in conflict. Some of them are like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And once you give them the green light, they go. And they take you with you. We're going to meet a young girl. Her name is Tammy. She goes to the local university and she's studying psychology. This is her profile. Let's go meet her tonight. And you're like, oh, shit. Did I mean to do that? Did I mean to, you know? So, 2 of Wands, some of them maybe, you know, they're like, I don't want to do this. Like, I love this person, or I care about this person over here. And this, you know, maybe they're just casually talking to Tammy, like a little bit of flirting, but like not hooked up yet. And then you come back and you're like, you've seen the exchange, or you saw that maybe they met up in person, but you know, whatever. And so you come back and you're like, maybe we could try that. And they're like, oh, we could? Can you meet tonight, Tammy? My girlfriend came back. Let's do this. Now you're on the hook and you got to go have this threesome with Tammy on a Thursday. You see what I mean? So you give them the green light, lets them go right to the Star. Star, from their perspective, is dreams coming true. I get to have the throuple I've always wanted. I get to have this like I've always wanted. Or going back to the business scenario, you're like, hey, I know a guy, he's a supplier, I can get you a discount. You come right, because maybe Sagittarius was like, I need to find a supplier. Or I just need like $500 more, and then I can purchase this equipment, and then I'm on. And then you come back, because just, you know, you come back as a friend, you're like, hey, what's going on? Oh man, you know, I'm stressing about this $200. And you're like, oh, $200, I got that. Because you want to be around this person for whatever reason. As soon as you give this person $200, not to say it's a bad investment, it might be a great investment. And they might pay you back. They might, you know, draft up a contract. I'm going to pay you back $200 by this date, you know, whatever. You give them the money, right down to the suppliers, right down to wherever they need to buy their equipment, you know. So you coming back and being agreeable gives Sagittarius the green light, gives them the straight path to feeling joyful. Okay, you Star to the 2 of Wands. You may regret it. Some of you may regret it. Or some of you see, how can I say it? You're basically going to swap places with Sagittarius. Potentially. Because your Star card to their 2 of Wands, I feel you would be in a position to, like I just said, give Sagittarius something, give them some bit of what they want. Or you coming back might fulfill you so much just to talk to them, just to be in their presence, just to be able to reconnect. And then, again, you get put on the hook to go have this hookup with young Tammy, the psychology major, okay? And then that puts you in a Two of Wands situation. You get to the hotel, you get to your place, you get wherever, you're down at the bar, and your partner is easily flirting with Tammy, and you're looking at her and you're like, I gotta kiss her, or I gotta do this, and she's gonna touch him, or he's gonna touch, oh my God. And like you're having a mental panic in the moment that you have put yourself there. You turn into the Two of Wands. You turn into this, I don't know, this sudden barricade, the sudden crossroads. The devil and the angel appear on your shoulder. The devil says, do it. You said you would do this for Sagittarius. Do it. And the angel is just like, but what about our morals? What about our values? And you now become Sagittarius. Okay? Oracle time. Which one for this situation? Oh my God. This has been... I have enjoyed reading it, but as the watcher, I don't know if you will have enjoyed it. Which oracle deck, please, for insight into this reading? Yep, I knew it. I was like, it's gonna be The Divine Circus by Alana Fairchild. I had a feeling. This one oracle deck that I have, it's not the month, because it has not been used yet. Anyway, let's get one oracle message, please, for this reading for those not in communication with Sagittarius. No communications with Sagittarius. Let's get an insight into this situation. One oracle card, please. Yeah. Who was that? Sometimes I channel, like, I don't hear their voices, but their voices come through me, and that was, yeah. Like some, like, greasy gangster. Yeah. One card, please. Come on. See? 2 false starts there. Something's gonna go down in the boudoir. And I hope you enjoy yourselves, whoever you are. Make good choices, as my best friend tells me. Make good choices! Make good choices, my friends. There it is. Everything's fallen to the floor. I don't know if that means something for you. Oh, gosh. Come here. Halfway. Rah, rah, rah. Rah, rah, rah. Literally, is what the card. Card number 10, in case you care about numerology. Rah, rah, rah. It takes a lot of courage to leave darkness behind and embrace the light. To step into the light means that you give up attachment to drama, the stories of suffering, and the pain of the past. You don't deny your struggles or your pain, but you know it is possible to let go in favor of trust, reassurance, comfort, and commitment to what holds meaning for you. Again and again and again, for as often as needs be until you are free. Sometimes the courage of stepping into the light means a willingness to set aside the mental anguish and say, today, I just choose to trust that everything is going to work out according to a higher and unconditionally loving divine plan that has my best interests at heart. It means that you acknowledge what you have gone through without needing to keep... It means that you acknowledge what you have gone through without needing to keep score. It means that you are willing to pay more attention to what is happening in the moment and to believe wholeheartedly that the universe is working with you and for you, not against you. Like the sun cracking through the night to bring the dawn of a new day, the oracle of Ra, Ra, Ra is your divine wake-up call. Your dark days are numbered and your time in the divine spotlight is upon you. Be willing to shine your light even if no one else around you seems to understand, acknowledge, or recognize it at first, or even for a long time. You are brave enough to shine true with or without others holding your hand and encouraging you. That's an important sentence. Maybe others need to find their own way to you so they can help you or be helped by your light. For that to happen, you are going to need to stand in the dark and shine with trust, patience, and courage. If you've been in the dark, so to speak, for a while, you might find it hard to trust the light the light in you at first. You might worry that the goodness won't last and that it's better to be pessimistic now than disappointed later. Those are tricks of darkness. Don't believe in them. Trust in the power of light within you and don't be afraid to let it shine bright. I want to read that sentence one more time. You might worry that the goodness won't last and that it's better to be pessimistic now than disappointed later. Listen, I don't think that you or Sagittarius, well, maybe the Sagittarius a little bit because they are coming from that Eight of Swords in reverse place. Pessimism is not really the word that I wanted to highlight, but that whole disappointed later, I really feel a lot of you are clinging to whatever this is because you don't want to be disappointed. You know, FOMO, Google it. FOMO, fear of missing out. Fear of missing out on a good friend, on a partner in the bedroom, in a partner in love, whatever. Whatever your relationship is. You might have FOMO. I don't want to miss whatever Sagittarius, you know, whatever. And Sagittarius has that feeling as well. FOMO. If I'm in a relationship where I feel trapped or I'm not sexually fulfilled, FOMO. I think I'm missing out on some bomb ass sex. Okay. Or I'm in this job, my bills are paid, but I'm not creatively spent. I'm not able to express myself here. So they have a fear of missing out on that type of fulfillment. You both are slightly maybe mirroring each other, and I'm not sure what you should do with that. It's really not my job to give you that advice, but you know, and I try to restrain myself as best as I can. So you do with it what you will. Guys, what is this? This is oh, these readings, as I get like better at them, they always go longer. Anyway, if you liked what you saw here, like button is down below. Go ahead and hit it. Leave a comment down below letting me know how it resonated in your life. You can share this video across your social media platforms, and of course, subscribe if you are not already subscribed. The response thus far to this type of reading has been amazing. I will do it again in the future. When I will, I don't know. The schedule is so tight as it is. So introducing new content on a regular basis might be a little bit tricky, but if you're subscribed, you won't have to worry about it. You'll be the first to know because you'll be notified as soon as the magic of the internet unfolds and the video is published to YouTube. So make sure that you're subscribed and you hit the notification bell, okay? I thank you guys so much for watching this video. Take care. Bye.